Jakey. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. Did you forget to let the music play again on that thing?
No, it played. What do you mean?
I didn't hear it.
Maybe you're not supposed to hear it. I don't know. It's weird.
No. I heard it last time.
Welcome back to the garage, Jake.
Hear your damn mic crackling.
Is it crackling? Because I'm moving it so much. I'll stop moving.
Yeah.
I'll move myself instead. We got a lot to get to, Jake, and we only have a limited amount of time. Hit us up with your comments if you got questions for Jake or me. But mostly Jake, because I don't feel like answering them. My brain's not there right yet. Jake, let's get into some. So I got some starts that I got some rankings that I want to hit on. The big news again is that, you know, on Tuesday when we talked, Tennessee and Pittsburgh hadn't been officially canceled yet, and now it's postponed. Like there was thoughts we could play this on Monday, we could play this on Tuesday, and now it looks like nope. Like we're gonna go all the way through and put this some other day. Just treat this like a bye week. Right? There's no reason to panic on this. If you got Deontay Johnson, there's probably some dude on your bench you could just slide right in. Correct?
Well, I mean, if you want to look at the bright side of things, we didn't know if Deontay Johnson was going to be able to play because of the concussion. So you might not have had him anyway. But yeah,
that's right. So you actually, by doing this, you've ensured an extra game out of Deontay Johnson on your season.
Essentially, you would hope so. It sounds like the weeks 7 and 8 buys are going to be the ones that they move around with to make this happen. But in any case, you look at it, it's a bye week. Now they don't have a bye week later. This, by the way, this is something else. I could have included this in. No, I did in a way of the trading 301 is pay attention to people's buys. Also, at this point, if you think about it going forward, now you have a team where if you want to try and make a trade, maybe somebody go after a team in your league that maybe has 2 Steelers and a Titan or 3 players, somebody hurt, and go get them because now you got somebody who would have had a buy that doesn't now. So you get them for the rest of the season.
Check out Jake's rankings at theathletic.com/cheat sheet. You get the entire site for $1 a month.
Like how it sounded like you just kind of like glossed over that bit of insight.
What do you mean? I thought it was, what do you want me to add to it? Great advice, Jake.
There you go.
Go get Derrick Henry.
Marcus Grant says, hello, Nando.
Hey, Marcus Grant, what's up?
But he used to get the dude from The Mandalorian.
What?
The guy from the one from Iron Eagle that was in the Mando instead of Lando.
Gotcha.
You seen? It's like it's a little bit of a reach, but
I get it. Well, I used to be called Lando, so this works.
That doesn't.
Nando Calrissian. Bobby, what's up, man? How are you?
Nando Calrissian.
So here's something interesting, Jake, that I found. Our own Zach Berman is reporting that in Eagles practice today, the only wide receiver practicing is Greg Ward.
I know.
And I mean that includes Alshon Jeffrey, who's off the. Well, I guess he's still hurt, I suppose, but there's a small chance maybe he plays this week.
He's off the IR is what you were about to say.
Yeah, he's off the IR. I wanted to make sure. Because you know what, Jake? I tripped up. I'm like, maybe he was one of those guys who wasn't really on the IR, but he was on the IR. And anyway, point is, Alshon Jeffrey's, not practicing, but he's still just questionable, I think, is his designation, whatever that's worth.
Deshaun Jackson didn't practice.
Yeah,
John Hightower is missing.
Hightower, yeah. Jake, this is a mess. Is Greg Ward going to get 12-plus targets this week? And who do we turn to besides him with this falling apart, basically?
Look, this isn't a victory lap thing. I just don't know. I guess maybe to ask you, why aren't more people looking at the point I made on the ranking show yesterday? Because I even got a little bit of hesitancy from Brandon on this. This is last year. This is when Boston Scott and Miles Sanders both went bananas, and including Greg Ward being the number. Like Greg Ward had value, but Boston Scott was the big winner because they were using Greg Ward and 2 tight ends. Well, now you're down to 1 tight end. Richard Rodgers is their number 2. Yep. They brought over Hakeem Butler, which
he probably but the entire world seems to love.
Hakeem Butler? That's because
everyone's Hakeem Butler. Oh my
God. Not everyone.
Man.
It's all the stupid metric people. Like they don't watch somebody play and they just like, look, he checks this box and metrics and this one and this one and this one. He's got like 4 metrics boxes. It's amazing. The dude isn't very good at football. You know who else was amazing in metrics? Darrell Green Beckham. He stunk at football. He's not even in the league. There's a lot of Jeff Janis stunk. There's a reason why he was what he was.
Come on, Jake. These are people with feelings, man.
Look, I never want somebody to stink, but I have to be real. This is our job. I stink sometimes. There you go. I stunk when I said start Minshew as a QB1 last week. There. You want that? There you go.
You want to make a friend? How about Zcast25?
I already promised. I already promised it to Beller.
Sorry, man. I guess Jake's not a man of the people. He only cares about his coworkers.
I can order some more.
Terrence White gets it. This is something separate, man. Every Tuesday and Thursday, check us out here some point between 2 and 4. We just kind of text like, hey, you want to go now? Yeah, you want to go now? All right, let me write the description and let's go. Jake, got some more questions for you from me before we get too deep into things.
Let me make sure it's an extra large. I'm going to check.
Does it matter?
Well, because Beller said he would have to shrink it.
We're wasting valuable time here, Jake.
I don't care. This is for the people, like you said.
This is for the Beller.
It's an extra large.
All right.
If if you want to throw that person back up, he can email me and I'll think about something.
All right. Well, I don't have to throw him back up. He's probably listening still, watching.
Maybe, unless he got pissed that I was going to give it to Beller.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe
that's how I'll know. If he's not still listening, then he has to get the shirt.
All right. Hit up Jake on Twitter.
No, email.
Email Jake. Does he know? Do you give out your email freely to people?
No, but it's very easy to find. It's a very simple way at The Athletic to figure it out.
All right, we'll use every combination of Jake and Dot and Ciely and first initial. So here we go. The Bucks. Leonard Fournette.
On the site.
Leonard Fournette was not. Is it? Mine's anyway. Whatever. Leonard Fournette was not practicing today. I know a lot of people are going to go right to Ronald Jones, but could this be a little Keyshawn Vaughn something, Jakey?
You're forgetting the fact that they still have LaShawn McCoy, something.
Well, that's where I want to go with this, Jake. Feed me.
No, it's Ronald Jones. Like LaShawn McCoy will get some touches. Maybe Vaughn is active. If Fournette is not active at all, sure. I don't think Vaughn's going to see a lot because the entire point about Vaughn was, hey, maybe he'll see special team work. Well, if he's not even active getting special team work, then why are they going to even make him active at this point if Fournette is active? So if no Fournette, I wouldn't get too hung up on trying to worry about Vaughn. I just think this makes Ronald Jones. The biggest problem with this backfield is that you can't trust either one of them if they're both out there. At least this clears things up for Ronald Jones to be an RB2.
Jake, give me the best team scenario where one should start Devontae Freeman. I'm talking league format. If they're not stacked, like who's their next best running back? Give me the spot where people should start from, and then trickle down.
You want my home league where I have to start him this week?
Yeah, I would love to hear the scenario, please.
So I have James Conner, right. AJ Brown.
Okay.
My second running back is Myles Gaskin because I lost Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
So in my flex, my choices were Devontae Freeman, Greg Ward, and somebody here. I'll just pull up my roster.
Are you starting Freeman over Ward?
As of right now, but I'm going Freeman for the floor because I still have a solid team for who I'm facing. But if I need the upside, I might go with Ward.
Is this is this on like?
Oh no, I missed out on Ward. It was so here. I'll give it to you right now. So David Montgomery is my number one this week because of everything that happened. So my choices are now Devontae Freeman, LaMichael Pirine, who's not happening tonight, DeAndre Swift, who Patricia hates, is Gabriel Davis, but John Brown is back at practice.
I'm sorry. Did you stop just because I put that up? The thumbs up from the
No, I stopped because you weren't paying attention because you were too busy.
John Brown is back at practice. Continue, Jake. I'm not.
No, that was the end of it. I just gave you my choices.
Okay, all right. Get this, Jake.
And then
happy birthday, Benny!
Is it his birthday?
It was yesterday.
Happy late birthday, Benny.
Happy late birthday, Benny.
Yep. And Brown, McCaffrey, and Godwin are on my IR.
Alex has a question. Is Joe Mixon a good buy low running back right now? Is he due to blow up like he did second half of last year? We talked about that this morning on the podcast.
I was just about to say, check the podcast instead of check the link. Check the pod.
The podcast. People don't have time to do both of this, Jake, but I think he is an excellent buy low, and that's the Eric
We
Moody
gave
and Jake.
up teen scenarios. It's worth listening to just that part of the podcast.
Yeah, it is actually. Take 10 minutes and listen to it. It's really good. And also read Chris Vaccaro's article today where he goes in on how valuable Joe Mixon can be, especially with, I guess, what lies ahead. Here's a question from Johannes. Yo, I have a problem. By the way, did you see the show Dark?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
First season's excellent. Anyway, I'm starting both Zeke and Devin Singletary. Who quarterbacks my team this week, Dak or Josh Allen? That's a good question.
No, it's not.
Probably trade one of those, right, Jake?
That's the answer is what the hell are you doing to yourself? Don't hang on. You're wasting value on your roster. The fact that your number 2 running back is Devin Singletary and you're sitting on 2 top 5 quarterbacks is you need to go make a trade. That's the problem. So you're right. The one that's higher, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Check the link.
Barely. It's barely. Oh, and that just comes down to the fact that Josh Allen's always going to run. Zeke might be the guy this week because they're facing the Browns.
Flex Tight Ends wants to know who's a spooky running back to start with Henry and James Conner both out. I think he's saying spooky because I got Halloween lights hanging up behind me. I hope so. It's October, Jake. It's Halloween time. Just
okay,
so you're ready to help out.
I'm trying to get Barkley because she's scratching at the back door, which means she kind of has to go potty right now. But so
Go ahead. I can handle this. So we go take
No.
the dog for a walk.
Well, what's a spooky start?
I don't know, man. Who's a sleeper RB?
Is that what it's supposed to be, a sleeper?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
Give us a handful of them. I mean, we talked about Devontae Freeman, right?
Well, so I'm going to scroll down to try to find. That's what I was going to do. I was trying to find multiple options.
Yeah, who's like your 40th running back?
Right now, it's Madison.
Oh, really? All right.
Well, I mean, that's how bad it is because we just lost 2 top 10 running backs.
Right.
The problem is Carson looks like he's coming back now. James White just came back, so that screws up that entire backfield. And Damian Harris looks like he's going to be active. So the 40s right now are Madison, Malcolm Brown. Maybe you go Malcolm Brown. There's one. Because I do think Henderson's the lead, but the Giants are so terrible that you could get a second running back involved.
Yeah, take that early lead and just let him run 10
or
for 39 and a touchdown.
Boston Scott. I'm going to be all over Boston Scott this week.
I think a lot of people are going to be on Boston Scott, though.
They don't want to be. They're so pissed off that he hasn't been used so far.
Yeah, but I mean, like right now, if you have one healthy wide receiver on your entire team.
Again, we talked about it yesterday, and I brought up that point. I agree with you. Obviously agree with me, but there's a lot of people that are still like, oh, he's just been nothing. Why would he? Because there's nobody left.
Here's a great question. Here's a great start-sit question. You ready? This is from P Skull 41 on YouTube. Do you think the potential upside of Tanyan against Atlanta would merit starting him over Hawkinson? I like that, Jake. We've heard some good things. Matt Schneidman, who's our Green Bay Packers writer, talked about Robert Tanyan before the season started as a sleeper. So, and by the way, check the link, Jake. Look at that. That's a Jake Ciely guy.
So he knows the answer.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's just looking for upside, not for like when people look at your rankings, I think they know like who they should. What?
If we're talking upside, how does Hawkinson not have upside? We're talking about TJ Hawkinson. Like, I have Tanyan 6 spots ahead of consensus, but he's down with like Olsen and Herndon. TJ Hawkinson's 10th, and that's 2 behind consensus. Like, I'm actually a little bit lower on him.
Hold on, I just got to tell Xander Plotkin. We'll get to it. Just please stop. You're jamming up the entire room with these questions.
Or no, we won't get to it because you were jamming up the room.
No,
there you go.
know, Jake, some people are desperate. That's not the way to do it.
No.
Yeah. Come on, Jake.
No. If you put it up there, I'm not answering.
I'll put it up there. I'll answer it.
No.
Come on, Jake. Please, bro.
No.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you spam.
All right.
Don't reward bad like Barkley right down by my knees. Don't reward bad behavior.
Watkins wants to know. Full PPR, Mahomes and Chark, or Jonathan Taylor and Newton? He's looking to make a trade.
Don't know.
Xander Plotkin has a jealousy streak. Got some issues. Mahomes and Chark or Taylor and Newton in a PPR? I assume that's Cam Newton, right?
Mahomes and what?
Mahomes and DJ Chark or Jonathan Taylor and Newton?
I don't know because that's Xander. I'm not answering.
Yeah, I would go the Mahomes side. Get that Mahomes side.
I wouldn't go with either.
Jake, come on, help him out. He doesn't know what to do.
So you helped him.
Jake, let's talk about the Jets. Obviously, they're playing tonight, Jets versus Broncos. I think, look, Philip Lindsay hasn't been declared out, but I think it's pretty obvious and safe to say that he will be. There's some weird injuries going on here. Jerry Jeudy seems to be fine. He's off the injury report. KJ Hamler, people were in love with last week.
Are you going to take that off the screen?
No, I think it's funny just to have him haunt you forever. I can't even find it. There you go. He got Mahomes. He just accepted it. Does that make you happy?
Nope.
All right. Anyways, thanks for watching, though, Xander. Give us 5 stars and subscribe. Make Jake happy. Say thank you. I forgot where I was going with this, Jake.
Tell Nando.
KJ Hamler. KJ Hamler, all right? Is he kind of like a permanent now with Cortland Sutton now? You know, you kind of forget, like, they've lost Cortland Sutton for the year in a way, and KJ Hamler maybe develops this role that he has. Is that a fact, or should people just kind of stay away, I guess?
And stay away until the Broncos stop using them the way they just did. And talked about it on the waiver show, talked about it on the ranking show, talked about it in the article. I tweeted it. This is why I check the links. They use KJ Hamler in the slot only 5.7% of his snaps. KJ Hamler is 5'8". KJ Hamler can have some deep playability, but he's not designed. God did not create KJ Hamler to play outside. If he's only seen 6% of his snaps in the slot, KJ Hamler is not going to have fantasy value.
Don't move, because right now I know your arms are crossed, but it looks like you're wearing a belly shirt. The way it's cut off at the bottom of the screen, it looks like you got a cut off right below your nipples.
Rocking RotoWear because I didn't have time to change because it's been a crazy day.
Shout out to RotoWear, by the way. That's a great company and the softest. I'm not wearing one. I'm wearing a Ultras. But anyway, Jake, let's talk about the Jets real quick. Almost similar to the Eagles, like by process of elimination, you kind of have to like a couple people, right? Like you have to like Frank Gore, who it seems will carry the ball a million times. Chris Hogan's hurt. Like I don't know if he's going to play. Where do you turn for the who's your highest ranked Jet? Because
right now, because
let's assume that Crowder and Perriman are out.
Well, Crowder practiced today.
All right.
So it sounds like Crowder's going to play.
Outside of Crowder and Gore, who's your next highest ranked Jet?
Braxton Berrios.
Yeah.
Just by default. Or you said next highest ranked Jet. Chris Herndon can maybe finally do something, but the biggest problem is Sam Darnold. This offense is the problem. Like, get rid of Gase. For everybody out there playing fantasy, hope they get destroyed so Gase gets fired, because then we might have Le'Veon Bell come back and actually be used and have value. Sam Darnold can maybe have life in his career, and Chris Herndon can be a thing.
We've been waiting for Chris Herndon to be a thing for so long, though, Jake.
Not really. Last year was only his second year.
Who has the best matchup this week? You write a column every week, the best matchups. You call it APA. If people are looking just for like a little bit of an edge and a start-sit for some guys who are in the middle.
In this game?
No, just give me the best matchups. 1, 2, 3. Who are the best matchups this week?
Which position do you want?
Give me wide receiver.
Oh, Seattle's the easy one.
Yeah, well,
Seattle broke the metrics. I don't know if you see this. This is adjusted points allowed. So this is above the average based on opponent, how much points you give up to the position. So normally the highest you see is like 40s at wide receiver, because that's all wide receivers. They give up 40-something points as a week to wide receiver. Do you know what the Seahawks are right now?
I don't know. Tell me.
67.3.
Wow, Jake. All right.
They freaking broke it. So if Preston Williams can't do it this week, they are plus 36 over the league average. So it's the Seahawks, Vikings. Well, it was the Steelers number 3. They had actually been really, despite their defense, have been really susceptible to not the greatest opponents at wide receiver. So number 4, easy smash spot, Cowboys.
All right. Get a couple questions because we got to go. We have a meeting. We have a work meeting.
2 minutes.
Here's a good question for you from Redline S2K. Do you guys do this full time? How does someone get started if they want to get into the industry? Jake, take us back to when you were just a young Jake. How did you crack in?
It's not an easy process. It takes a hell of a long time for most people, but hopefully you meet somebody like Nando. But look,
I didn't give you a break though. I met you.
No, but you helped in the middle of my career. You definitely helped a lot. You brought me with you to the Athletic. I guess we came together technically. So I started in college, and then I was doing a full-time job and then another 34 hours a week of doing this on the side for free. It's not ideal. I don't tell everybody like you should do it for free, but if it's a passion and a dream, you might have to do it for free and then get picked up somewhere, maybe doing $100 an article, $100 a show or something like that. But make industry friends. Don't be me. You can't be a dick off the start.
Oh, Jake, because come on.
No, it's true. You need to make friends in the industry because you need to make, basically it's networking, because nobody's going to know your stuff.
It's also like if you like a site that's like still kind of small, not small, but like, still kind of starting out, shoot them a note and be like, hey, I'd love to write for you. RotoWire's always hiring people. They're a big site, but I mean, RotoBaller's always hiring. And maybe not hiring, maybe, it could be $10 an article. It could be free, but
yeah.
Fantasy
so here's
Alarm, they're really, really great people at Fantasy Alarm.
Here's a perfect example. This guy named Jay that I met, he just followed the show that I did years ago, has followed my entire career. Good guy on Twitter. Actually now, like, talk to him, like sometimes DMs. He was trying to do this. He still has a full-time job, and now he's doing Go for the Two. That site. It's a small site. No.
Isn't that Joe Lisi's site?
Oh, Joe Lisi's site. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Joe Lisi's the man.
But I mean, this is somebody that was just watching our shows 5 years ago.
Yeah, there you go. That's it, man. It's like we're not any better than you.
My industry connection, my first one was Tristan Cockcroft at ESPN, because I used to sit at lunch in his chat room on ESPN and always be in the chat room every single week.
Well, there you go. We got to run. Jake, one last question before we knock this out. Can Hender's season actually happen this year? Guys offer me Ruggs in my Dynasty. Who would you rather have? Henderson or Ruggs in Dynasty?
Especially in Dynasty. Like wide receiver in Dynasty, no question about it. No.
I want to thank you all for joining us. We'll be back Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We go till about 12:30. We're going to have a beat writer with us. It's a great show. A lot of last-minute information. Jakey's there. So we hope you enjoyed this. We hope this is helpful. Check out The Athletic, theathletic.com/cheat sheet. Follow Jake at AllInKid if you want an extra large shirt. Too late. Sorry. Check out JockMKT. We got to go. Thank you all for joining us very, very much. We love you. We mean that. We do love you.